Good morning, students. Welcome to fourth part of reconstruction of partnership. Last class we went through passing journal entries and preparing revaluation account. Now today also similar procedure. We are required to prepare revaluation account and further we need to prepare new balance sheet. After making changes in value of assets and liabilities, before we start, let us go through the question first. Question number 11. Now in this case, information provided were Manju, Prabha and Meena are partners of a partnership firm. Their profit and loss sharing ratio was 5:3:2. They want to change their profit sharing ratio to 3:2:1. Means again in this case they are changing from old ratio to new ratio. Therefore they decided to revalue the assets and liabilities of the firm. From the following information you are required to prepare revaluation account and balance sheet after revaluation. Means after changing the values of assets and liabilities, new or reconstituted balance sheet is to be prepared. The balance sheet of old balance sheet was provided, where as on 31st March 17 capital balances were Manju, Prabha and Meena 1,50,000, 40 and 30,000. Current account balances are given. Now capital and currents are separately provided, so it is implied this is fixed capital method. Non-current liabilities include 12% bank loan of 30,000 and current liability includes creditors and bills payable. On asset side, long-term assets or non-current assets include land and building, machinery, furniture, investments, whereas current assets includes closing stock, debtors less bad debts reserve, bills receivable and cash balance. Then total of balance sheet was provided. Now additional information provided in these questions were land and value of land and building is to be increased by 25%. We need to increase land and building by 25%. Value of furniture to be reduced by 10%. That is decrease in value of furniture. Value of machinery to be kept at 80%. If we want to convert 100% value into 80%, that means we need to reduce value by 20%. Book value of closing stock is 5,000 more than market value. Book value means value shown as per books of accounts implies book value is 5,000 more than market value, but now we are required to record it at market value. So if we convert it into market value, we need to reduce it by 5,000. Then fifth adjustment, total amount of 2,500 is to be kept for bad debts reserve on debtors. An amount of 3,000 among the creditors is now not to be paid. Means creditors are not to be paid, they will reduce. Interest on bank loan for last 3 months is outstanding. So these were the adjustments. On these basis we are required to prepare revaluation account and balance sheet. Basic things required in question were revaluation account and balance sheet, but in order to ascertain the values of capital and current account, we need to prepare partners fixed capital and current account as well. So in short, we need to prepare these three things: revaluation, partners capital or current accounts and balance sheet. Now posting of entries one by one. The very first transaction was value of land and building is to be increased by 25%, whereas value of land and building provided in balance sheet was 1 lakh. There is change in value of land and building. Land and building are our non-current assets. Previous value of land and building was 1 lakh and now it is to be increased by 25%. 25% of 1 lakh will be equal to 25,000. So the new value of land and building becomes 1,25,000. Now we are required to increase the value of land and building by 25,000. Increase in value of asset is considered profit for the firm and profit is to be recorded on credit side of revaluation account. By land and building account, it is to be increased by rupees 25,000. Then second transaction was value of furniture be reduced by 10%. Furniture, as per old balance sheet, value of furniture was 30,000. So again, first note down the basic value of furniture. This is not compulsory. You can directly write the values in outer column. Just for the sake of explanation, I am writing here. Value of furniture to be reduced by 10%. Furniture previously it was of 30,000 less 10% means 3,000. So the net balance of furniture now becomes 27,000 and this is decrease in value of asset. decrease in value of asset is considered as loss for the firm, and losses or expenses are to be recorded on debit side of revaluation. To furniture account, decrease in value of furniture by rupees 3000. Then third point, value of machinery is to be kept at 80%, means machinery is to be reduced by 20%. So first note down the original value of machine as per balance sheet. Previous value of machine was 50,000. Now it is to be kept at 80%. 80% is new value. 50,000's 80% comes to 40,000. It's new value. In order to convert 50,000 into 40,000, we need to reduce the value of machinery by rupees 10,000. And again, decrease in value of asset will be considered as loss for the firm. So it has to be recorded on debit side of revaluation account. To machinery account, rupees 10,000 by the amount of reduction. Then fourth adjustment. Book value of closing stock is 5,000 more than market value. Closing stock's book value was more. So now we need to rectify it. So we need to reduce it. Closing stock, it's our current asset. Previous value of closing stock provided in balance sheet was rupees 40,000. And now we are required to convert it at market value. So we need to reduce the value of closing stock by rupees 5,000. So the market value becomes 35,000. This is again decrease in value of asset, and decrease in value of asset would be recorded as our loss. So it has to be again on debit side. To closing stock account, an amount was rupees 5,000 by the amount of reduction. Then fourth adjustment. Total amount of 2,500 is to be kept for bad debts reserve. Bad debts reserve, they are related to debtors. So first, note down the original value या inner column value of debtors as per question. That is, this value has to be considered 25,000 and not 24,000. We need to record 25,000 in inner column. So the value of debtors in inner column would be recorded as 25,000 less bad debts reserve required. So as per adjustment, again I am reading out the adjustment. Total amount of 2,500 is to be kept as bad debts reserve on debtors, means now we need to keep BDR of rupees 2,500. So if we simplify it, resulting answer comes to 22,500. And now let us compare it with previous value. New provision required is 2,500, whereas old provision available was 1,000. So out of 2,500, 1,000 was already available. That means now we need to make provision only of 1,500, and when we create provision, it will be recorded similar to our expense to bad debts reserve. Existing provision to be deducted from new provision required. New provision required was 2,500. Existing provision was 1,000. So on simplifying, resulting answer comes to 1,500. Then sixth adjustment. An amount of 3,000 among the creditors is not to be paid. We are now not required to pay creditors. So value of creditors will reduce, which is our current liability. Creditors, previous value of current liability creditors were rupees 40,000. And out of these 40,000 worth creditors, creditor of 3,000 is not to be paid. As we are not required to pay creditors, value of creditors will reduce, so it has to be deducted. And decrease in liability will be termed as income for the firm, so it has to be recorded on credit side of revaluation account as by creditors rupees 3,000. Then last adjustment, interest on bank loan for 3 months is outstanding. In balance sheet it is provided there was 12% bank loan worth 30,000. Bank loan was worth rupees 30,000, and here hint is given that interest for 3 months is outstanding. So if we calculate interest at the rate of 12% on 30,000, it comes to 3,600, but that comes for full year. As per adjustment, interest for 3 months is outstanding. So 3,600 into 3 by 12. So the value of interest comes to 900, which is outstanding. So the total value of liability now becomes 30,900, and as we are required to pay a liability now, it will be considered similar to loss for the firm, which has to be recorded on debit side of revaluation account to outstanding interest on loan, and amount of interest was rupees 900. That was all with regard to adjustments. Now posting of remaining entries from balance sheet which were previously not recorded here. Let us go through that again. Going through the question again, capital and current account will be posted in their capital and current accounts. Bank loan is already dealt with. Creditors came in adjustment. Bills payable was not provided in question. In adjustment, so when nothing is given in adjustment, we will be recording bills payable at same value in new balance sheet. Same way, land and building, machinery, furniture were adjusted, but investments, they were not provided in adjustment, so they will be recorded at same value. Closing stock, debtors, they were adjusted. However, bills receivable and cash balance would be recorded at same value in new balance sheet. So now posting them into their respective places. First is fixed capital balance. Fixed capital balance would be recorded in their fixed capital accounts as opening balance. By balance brought down. Manju's capital was rupees 1,50,000. Prabha's capital was rupees 40,000. And Meena's fixed capital was rupees 30,000. Same way posting balances of current account. All the balances of current account were provided on liabilities, so they imply credit balance. So again they have to be recorded on credit side of current account. By balance brought down. Manju's balance was 10,000, Prabha's balance was rupees 20,000 and Meena's balance was rupees 9,000. Then on liability side, entries which were not there in adjustment was bills payable. It would be recorded as it is at same value rupees 10,000. Same way on asset side, land and building, machinery and furniture were made in adjustment. However, investments, they were not recorded, so now they will be recorded at same value. Investments, they were worth rupees 50,000. Further, in current assets, closing stock and debtors are dealt with. However, bills receivables and cash balance, they were not recorded, so they would be recorded at same value. Bills receivables as per balance sheet rupees 5,000. And cash balance as per balance sheet rupees 40,000. That's all with regard to posting. Now carrying out the procedure of balancing. To begin with, the very first is revaluation account. In this case, total of credit side is exceeding debit. So let us sum up credit side first. Total of credit side comes to 28,000, whereas total of debit side comes to 19,400. So difference comes to 8,600. Okay, sorry, I have committed mistake in calculation. Total comes to 19,400, so difference comes to 7,600. Now difference is on debit side, that means incomes are exceeding expense. When incomes are exceeding expenses, it will be termed as profit. Either you can write to net divisible profit or it will be transferred to partners. So we can write to partners, either capital account or current account, depending upon the method. In this case, we are dealing with fixed capital method. So profit will be transferred to current account. So we can write to partners current account or to net divisible profit. And the same profit will be distributed among partners in their profit sharing ratio by revaluation account or by net divisible profit. Now profit on revaluation will be distributed among partners in their old profit sharing ratio only, because these assets were created in previous years based on old ratio, so old ratio will be applied for distributing this amount. Old ratio was, as per question, 5:3:2. So simplifying the same, it comes to 3,800. 1,520 for third partner, 2,280 for second partner, 3,800 2280 and 1520. And finally carrying out balancing of fixed capital and current account. In fixed capital there were no entries, so total of credit side, same value on debit side, and then difference on debit side would be the balance to be carried down to balance sheet. In case of Manju, total of credit 1,50,000, same on debit side 1,50,000, so difference also comes to 1,50,000. Then for partner Prabha, total of credit 40,000, same value on debit side 40,000, so difference also comes to 40,000. And for partner Meena, total of credit 30,000, same on debit side 30,000, and difference also comes to 30,000. These balances would be recorded in front of fixed capital. Manju rupees 1,50,000, Prabha rupees 40,000, and Meena rupees 30,000. So sum total of these three comes to rupees 2,20,000. There were no changes in fixed capital balances. Now coming towards current account. In current account, for partner Manju, total of credit is 13,800. Same value on debit side 13,800. There are no entries on debit side, so difference also comes to 13,800. Same way for partner Prabha, total of credit is 22,280. Same on debit side 22,280. So difference again comes to 22,280. And for partner Meena, total of credit is 10,520. Same on debit side 10,520. So difference also comes to 10,520. And this would be the balance to be carried down to balance sheet in front of current account. All the three partners total of credit is exceeding debit, so they will be termed as current account balance, and current account balances will be recorded on liability side. So for first partner Manju, current account balance came to 13,800. For Prabha 22,280, and for Meena 10,520. So sum total of these three, that comes to 46,600. And finally, clubbing up the balance sheet, total on both the sides should be same. It should not mismatch. So the total comes to 3,44,500 on both the sides. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.